Welcome to another episode of the Nigerian File. I am your host, August Badagry. This episode of the Nigerian File, we're going to talk about why there is the fear to go to Nigeria and what you can do about it. The reason for the fear, in my opinion, tends to stem from two categories. The first category is for the non-Nigerian or someone who has never been or lived in Nigeria, wanting to go into Nigeria and getting most, if not all, of their information either secondhand or from what they see on the internet or what they've read or what they've heard. There is also a subcategory of the first group that are individuals that are technically Nigerian, either by birth or parentage, but have never been in Nigeria either since birth or they were brought outside of Nigeria to live in the West or elsewhere, developed very soon after. So they really have no recollection, no concrete experience in Nigeria. The second category consists of Nigerians that have either been gone from Nigeria so long or left before they were adults, lived elsewhere, that is either the West or more developed, and have been gone so long that they have never really had a time in their lives where they were in Nigeria long enough, old enough to have network of people that they know, getting used to the place as an adult. So that also creates a gap in that individual or individuals' comfort with going and being in Nigeria. Now, ultimately, the way to address such a fear, as in a lot of fears, is to confront it. That's it. There's no cheat code to that. You have to ultimately confront it. The question is, how? What are the best ways to do that? One of the ways to do that is by gradual exposure to Nigeria. Okay, everybody's different. Some people, almost like a cold swimming pool in summer, are best served by just jumping right in, dealing with the freezing or the very cold water for however long it takes for the body to adjust, and they just keep it moving. Other individuals have to look at the pool, sit by the pool, dip a finger in the pool, dip an arm in the pool, dip a leg in the pool, and gradually inch their body into the pool, which takes longer, but it's not such a shock to the system. They gradually get used to it. And by the same token, that's how I would recommend approaching getting over that fear. I took the really long approach, despite the fact that I'm Nigerian. I went to primary school in Nigeria and would go back each summer for most of the summer for a good chunk of my adolescence. However, similar to those in the first group, I spent so long away from Nigeria in the West that I got comfortable being out of that environment. I got comfortable with things in the West, particularly in the United States. And so the thought of going back, especially since I hadn't been there as an adult, was really challenging. And so I actually took the long way around. What I mean by that? This didn't happen by my planning or even thinking it out. It actually happened by accident. I ended up going to Rio de Janeiro in Brazil in the year 2000. And what I discovered in Rio is that everything about it, from the people, the Afro-Brazilians in particular, the environment, the city, the market, reminded me just of Lagos. The buses, the throngs of people, even, trash all about, very much reminded me of Lagos. And after spending 5 weeks there in several different states in half a dozen or more cities, I got used to the hustle and bustle of a developing nation very similar to that of Nigeria. And so I went there the following year for about another month or so and got even more comfortable. And so by the time I got the invite out of the blue to my aunt's wedding, I was more than ready and comfortable to make such a trip back, even though I hadn't been back to Nigeria at that time in well over 10 years. And so using that unintended detour helped me build the confidence to be able to go back to Nigeria after such a break. I tried the same strategy again with a friend who is actually Nigerian by parentage, born in the United States, but has never stepped foot out of the country yet, alone to Nigeria. And so for him, he got invited to a wedding in Jamaica of a sibling, and he had no clue how to go about traveling internationally. And so he had asked me, and we had a discussion about, first and foremost, the legal requirements to travel, for example, passport, etc. But then the social conditioning, which I've talked about, getting used to an environment that is very different from the United States, that is a developing country, and having to really, as best as possible, prepare yourself for what you may not be used to. Everything from the infrastructure to the socioeconomic state you see people in. And so I told him, we can do a really simple trip. Once you get your passport, we can take a weekend to Mexico, because we're in a border state. We were able to just drive across the border and spend literally an overnight there. And it was great. He got to get a sense of what it was like to be in a different country, use his passport, the whole immigrations process, different language, what have you. And so it really helped him understand what to expect in terms of just going from an environment like the United States to a developing environment. And he was really grateful and has been back to Jamaica since. I'm still trying to drag him to Nigeria though. In any case, you get the idea. And so for those of you out there who would like a practical means of getting comfortable, apart from doing online research, talking to people, find a place that is reasonably affordable and close to where you may be coming from, that is in a developing state, and visit there just for a few days, maybe a long weekend, to get a sense of what it's like. And go with a friend, ideally, if you can. That will prepare you for the next step, going to somewhere further, if not more intense, like Nigeria. This concludes our podcast discussion of fear of Nigeria and what you can do about it. Please let me know if there's anything in the podcast that you would like clarification on, or any questions you may have. Also, please let me know what thoughts you have that may have not been mentioned regarding how one can overcome fear of returning to Nigeria after a long time, or even anywhere else you may have traveled to, or that you know someone have had a similar experience that they were able to overcome. Leave a comment below, or feel free to reach out on Twitter at the Nigerian File. Take care, and thank you for listening.